Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to uncover a really fascinating ghost story from the world of words. It's all about a word that was almost on the tip of everyone's tongue, but then it just vanished. Let's get right into it. So, think about your chores this week. You probably vacuum the carpet, right? Well, what if I told you that in a slightly different version of history, you might have been spanglering it instead? Yeah, it sounds pretty weird, I know, but that word was incredibly close to becoming a part of our everyday language.
In fact, we can totally play around with this. You could say, I've got so much splangering to do this weekend. Or maybe you're just not feeling it. I'm feeling a bit splangerish today. What's so wild is that your brain, it just immediately gets what those words are supposed to mean, even though they don't actually exist. And that little trick our brain does, it's key to our whole story.
Okay, so to solve the mystery of why we say vacuuming or even hoovering instead of spanglering, we first need to grab two essential tools from our linguistic detectives kit.
Our first tool is the neologism. Now, it sounds super technical, but it's really just the official fancy term for any new word. Every time we make up a word like spanglering, even just for fun, we're creating a neologism. It's basically the engine that drives how language grows and changes.
And our second tool is etymology. Now, what's really cool here is that the word's own definition is baked right into it. It comes from the Greek etymon, which means original form, and logia, which means the study of. So etymology is literally the study of the original form of words. It's how we trace their family trees, so to speak.
All right, with our tools ready to go, let's dive into the heart of the story. And really, it's a tale of two guys, an inventor who had a brilliant idea, and a businessman who had a vision. So our story kicks off back in 1900 with J. Murray Spangler, an inventor working in a department store. By 1908, he had a patent for this amazing electric suction sweeper. But, and this is the huge turning point, Spangler just didn't have the money to actually make and sell it. So he sold his patent to a local businessman you've probably heard of, William H. Hoover. And, by the early 1910s, the Hoover Company was off to the races.
And this right here is where our mystery is finally solved. This is the exact moment where one man's name gets cemented into our language, while the other's just kind of fades away into a historical footnote.
So here's the crucial point. Just inventing something, even something amazing, is not enough to turn your name into a word. To really break into the language, an idea has to be seen, it has to be sold, and it has to be used by millions and millions of people. Invention gets you in the game, but marketing is how you win.
And this chart just lays it out perfectly. Spangler created the product, sure, but Hoover mass-produced it. Spangler's name was on a piece of paper, the patent. Hoover's name was physically on every single machine that rolled off the assembly line and went into people's homes. And because of that, Hoover became the household name and eventually the verb.
And this isn't just some abstract concept. The brand's success was so complete that it literally became the word for the action itself. In the UK and other places, you don't vacuum the floor, you hoover it. The brand became the verb. Spangler, well, he never really stood a chance.
So what does this one story about a forgotten inventor tell us about the bigger picture? Well, it actually reveals something really fundamental about the words we use every single day and why certain ones stick around.
The story of Spangler and Hoover is pretty much the perfect proof that language isn't some fixed set of rules from a dusty old textbook. No, it's a living, breathing thing. It's constantly being shaped by technology, by business, by culture, and, most importantly, by us, the people who actually speak it every day.
And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. We don't say, I'm going to search for that online. We just say, I'll Google it. We don't say, I'll edit that picture. We say, I'll Photoshop it. So the question is, what's next? What brand that you use every single day do you think is on its way to becoming the next Hoover?